Haman's mother's yortzeit, her name? Bas. Rochalea Bas Hirsch Yosef. As you know, the Talmud has a major discussion about Esther. How was she allowed to marry Achashverosh? As you know, a Jew cannot marry a non-Jew. Achashverosh was a non-Jew, and Esther married her. So the Tosafot gives a few answers. One of the answers Tosafot gives that Esther didn't do it on her will. She was forced because Achashverosh was looking for a beautiful wife, and they had a decree that every community has to produce the nicest girls so Achashverosh could see if it fits for him. It took 4 years till he finally found Esther, and she was taken to the home where they prepare the girls 6 months with perfume and 6 months with oil. And after a 12-month preparation, then they could meet the king and see if the king falls in love with them. Esther didn't want to prepare. She didn't put any oil on her body for 6 months. She didn't do any perfume for 6 months. She said, if Achashverosh wants to marry me, let him take me as I am, the way I am. So Achashverosh liked her and married her in the month of Tevet, and they got married. So every time Achashverosh was with her, it was against her will. She didn't want it. So according to Torah, if the girl is forced against her will, she's not doing a crime. It's not like she wanted the wedding. So whenever Achashverosh was with her, it was against her will. However, when Haman came 4 years later and brought and said to Achashverosh he wants to kill the Jewish people and pay 100,000 silver coins. So now Mordechai tells Esther, I need you to go to Achashverosh to pray, to ask him to save the Jewish people. She says, well, till now, I was forced, I didn't let myself willingly go to Achashverosh. He asked me, I had no choice. Now you want me to go to Achashverosh and willingly commit the sin of a goy with a Jew. How could I do that? So Mordechai said, you know what, to save the Jewish people, you're allowed to do that. But Esther says, you know what else is going to happen? I won't be able to go back home to marry you. Because according to the Rambam that we learned in these days, a Jewish woman that was raped by a non-Jew, even though she's married, she's allowed to go back to her husband. Because since she was raped, it wasn't something she wanted. So the fact that she's a married woman, it's not her fault. She didn't want, she was raped, she's allowed to go. But if she willingly slept with another man, meaning if she willingly slept with someone else, then she can never go back home to her husband because she violated her husband. So Esther says, now that I'm going to go willingly to Achashverosh, now I can't go back home to you because Esther was married to Mordechai, and now I can't live with you anymore. I'm losing you, I'm losing the Torah, I'm giving you up forever. So Mordechai says, I know you're giving me up forever, but to save the Jewish people. So she did it, and she saved the whole Jewish nation, even though she lost her personal life. She gave up her husband, gave up her heritage to save the Jewish people. This is Mesirat Nefesh. This is called giving up your whole future because to save the Jewish people. And that's the real message of Purim. When the Prime Minister of Israel comes to speak in Congress, and everyone at home, where he's in Israel, is telling him, oh, you're a disaster, what are you doing to the Jewish nation? He's going not for himself. He's going to save the Jewish people from what? From Iran, which is the Haman. Iran is Haman today. Ask Iran, what do they want to do? Exactly like Haman, to destroy the Jewish people. That's it. There's no hiding here. Just like Haman. So if someone is going, and everyone is saying, you know what, I'm not going to talk to you again, and he's willing to do it, that's Mesiras Nefesh. So Hashem should bless Am Yisrael and bless the Prime Minister to do the right thing, do what Hashem wants us to do to protect the Jewish people, even if it means losing a personal friend, losing your husband, losing your future life, but to protect the Jewish people, that's more important. And with this, we should be able to celebrate this Purim. That not only a celebration of what happened, but what's going to happen with us today. That this Purim we'll be able to celebrate together with Mashiach. Amen.